Yeah, I mean, Tesla is such a huge part of your funds at this point, and that stock has had a pretty phenomenal year.
In those two stocks, in those two funds, it's a very important part. It represents, as you said, 35 or 40% of each of those funds. And that stock is up 10 times in the past 2 years or 3 years. We invested in it between 2014 and 2016. We invested $300 million, $320 million for 1.6 million shares. At that time, it's now 8 million shares, 5-for-1 split. So it's $40 a share, as you said. And the stock's now 400 or 420. And when we invested, and I was on your program, I was talking about how I believe we would make 20 times our money over 10 or 15 years. And so far, in the first 4 or 5 years that we've owned it, the stock went up and down like a yo-yo, and that would be expected because what they were doing is they were building facilities, hiring people, coming up with design. It's a reasonable thing to bet against them. All these car companies, 50 of them have failed, and this guy somehow had made it through sheer willpower and raised capital. Now he has 50,000 employees, and he has factories he's building on 3. I want to get to Tesla too, and I want to answer your news question. But Tesla is now building on 3 different continents, building in the United States, building in China, building in Germany. And you should expect more factories to be built continuously over the next 10 years.
Last year they did. Bigger
okay,
and steadier.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's certainly gotten bigger and steadier, but you mentioned the volatility. Do you think the stock has passed the days of volatility because it's gotten on steadier ground, or do you worry that some of the Robinhood investors and others who have been so attracted to what Tesla has to offer, if there's any sort of shakeout in the market, does that impact them, and would volatility come back?
Well, what we worry about are not stock prices. When we're an investor in a business, we worry about the business. And the short term, I can't have any clue about what's going to happen. I do think that it's now a $400 billion market cap. It was $40 billion when we started. I've said for a long time I thought it was going to be $1 to $2 trillion. With what developments have taken place recently, I think $2 trillion is the right number. So I think it's 5 times from here. Made 10 times in the past 2 or 3 years, but for 4 years before that, the stock didn't change, and the business grew tenfold. So the business went from $2.8 billion to $30 billion 10 times. The stock price didn't change. Now the stock price just caught up to where they were. Now I think that the business is going to go from 30 or 35 billion in sales, grow 50% a year. I think they're going to be doing 5 or 6 or 7 or $800 million in sales in 10 years on just the cars. And the batteries is another unbelievable business, which I'm very excited about. And I think that with that kind of valuation, with that kind of results, you're going to see a 5 times appreciation. I was thinking 3 to 5 times. We made 10 times so far, 3 to 5 times to come in the next 10 years. Two more doubles, maybe 3 more doubles in 10 years is what the expectation is.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.